coming back in, my friends. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Welcome back to MBP Fishing. Yes, sirree. Welcome back in. You guys had an awesome weekend. As you guys can see, we're down here back on the Mississippi, down by the Arch in St. Louis. But as you guys can also see, we've moved upriver quite a bit. I figured I'd come down here and try the rocks. Got a nice little shade spot set up here just in case I get too overheated. Temperature's about 95 degrees, 96 degrees. Humidity actually isn't that bad, even though we had rain last night. Seems to be having a decent breeze coming down here, so that's kind of drying things up. Let's see, got about 40 night crawlers here. Got a can of corn. Let's see what we can catch. Yeah, welcome back into our channel, folks. Yes, this is our channel. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. I got dried up worm goo on my hook. That's going to be freaking messed up to get off. Let me get these rods out and I'll get into chat, folks. The thing about this spot is it's got a lot more snags. A little bit slower bite, but with the angle of this of these rocks, it gets shaded much quicker in the day. So around 1 o'clock, this sucker will start to get completely shaded down here. While that spot down there doesn't get shaded till about 3:34 in the afternoon. I'm trying to get the dried up worm goo off of here. Jeez. Man, that stuff is stuck on there. Now, word of advice, folks, before you leave out fishing, make sure you get the friggin' old worms off your hook. All right, I think that's good. I see we've got a jig head crawl on here and a 1/4 ounce Carolina rig on our big rod. And we're just getting started, folks. Hope you enjoy the show today. I don't know about that one. I might hold that one for later. That's like a dried up dead worm I found somewhere. I don't trust worms that die, especially when I'm not around to see it. Yeah, we do have a shaded spot, folks. I did create a little shade spot behind us with a tarp. I might show that here in a bit. It's nothing special. It's just a pool tarp you put on top of a pool. You put that down with some rocks, and on one side and on the other side you prop that up with some sticks. It's just something to help create a little bit of shade. Hang on, folks. Let me get these rods out. Took a lot of work to get the camera set up exactly right. I couldn't get a signal over there for some. Well, I do know exactly why. These rocks are they can rise havoc with your signal. Oh, that's gigantic, right beside you guys. Just massive fish just busted the surface. Yeah, you don't got to cast out this far in this spot. It's like 20 to 30 feet deep in this location, so it's incredibly deep. All right, that's one rod out. And this is just going to be our little jig head crawler technique, folks. Well, I'll try jig head with some corn here. Because there's a lot of buffalo and some decent grass carp and stuff that just like to prowl around the bottom right here, picking up like little crustaceans, little larvae and stuff. And they're pretty hungry. They usually don't say no to a nice little thing of corn. Some big common carp in this spot too, folks, this time of the year. You get some 20 and 30 pound common carp coming here, friggin' right, and I mean right by the bank. And I can always put a night crawl on this one as well. We're just getting started, folks. Yeah, it looks like she's holding in the right spot. Got a little bit of driftwood coming down here, obviously because the barges are working up current right now, upriver from us, knocking a little bit of muck off the bottom. And if this doesn't work again, I can also put a little Carolina rig on here with corn. Yeah, these guys you'd be surprised at what they hit down here. All right, that is all I guess that's okay. I need one more rock there. If that's the only rock I got, I'm going to need a bigger one than that. That was a bite on that one. I saw that. Someone's pecking on that worm out there. Never fails down here. Anywhere in this river, if you put a worm on the bottom, you're going to get a bite. All right, let me get our tablet. I've got her kind of stashed up here in the shade. Yeah, that's our shaded spot, folks, so it's not that far away. All right, let's get into chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Hope your day's going well. All right, here we are. That's my last short feed out. Give that a second to run. All right, then we will go to our live feed, and we are really freaking pixelated, aren't we, folks? Yeah, I was worried about that. I might have to change the camera angle here. Yeah, that is a horrible, horrible picture, folks. And we are up high off the ground as well, so. Oh, boy. Let me see what I can do with this, folks. What I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to shift her. We'll move her in here close, like right here, before I move her over here, because I don't think that's going to be fixing. Yeah, that is incredibly, that's like 2G. I'm getting 4G over here. Let's see what we're doing over here. It's always a little tricky, trying to figure out the perfect spot to set up down here, folks, when you're down here on the rocks and stuff. So let me I love to keep this angle. She did, but see if she stays in. Let's see, Joey. How you doing today, Joey? Joey says, back again. Good luck, sir. Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, she's staying in clear for now. Well, let's see if she stays that way. Sometimes refreshing her will get the job done. Let's see, and Jason. How you doing today, Jason? Jason says, Mike, brother. Just want to say hello and be careful out there. No worries. Got 'em, folks. Fish on. That's on corn. That's on corn, my friends. What do we got? What do we got there? That's on corn, folks. Did not take long. I think I got a medium-sized grassy. Yep, I do. Oh, yeah, we got one of our teenage grass carp, folks. Better loosen my drag. Yeah, listen to that fish run. It just realized it was hooked. Yeah, it's one of our teenage grass carp, folks. And this one's snagged, of course. That's going to get in the way. Something fierce. That's another reason why I hate heavy line. All right, that's broke. So, and that pulled off while I was doing that. Crap. That's why I don't like 20-pound tests, folks. Nothing Now I've got nothing on either rod except for the jig head, and I got to re-rig this one because that one got snagged, and when I was trying to get this one unsnagged to keep her from getting tangled around that rod, when that fish was running, she just pulled off. Yeah, the hook's not bent. She just friggin' pulled off on me because, you put your line slack. He ran in with it, and that was a nice 7 or 8 pound grass carp, folks. Just let it go, Michael. That's why I don't like using bigger rods and reels, folks, down here. I know people say, man, use those big big carp rods. Ben, you big catfish rods. That heavy duty stuff just gets in the dang way a lot of the times. That was a beautiful fish, folks. That was a nice grass carp, about 7 or 8 pounds. One of our teenagers down here. And I'm not going to get too many times where these guys are going to hit down here before they kind of spook for a bit. I've tremendous amount of friggin' stuff in the way here, folks. Man, that was frustrating, folks. That was just. Now I got to get this other rod rigged up again as well. Oh boy, let's see what we got here. It's gonna take a plug minute, folks. We got to get all our gear out. Let's see, hooks. Let's see, it'd be great if I had a clip or something around here that I wouldn't have to dig for them, but I won't get that lucky. Yeah, that's just frustrating, folks, when that kind of crap happens. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. I mean, I had to get the other rod out of the way, and if I hadn't, that fish would have ran through that line that was snagged, and she would have broken that 10-pound test on the 20-pound test, and yeah, I'd have lost it anyways. Oh, another bite, folks. Fish on. Yeah, at least the other rod is out of the way this time. At least the other rod is out of the way for this time. Yeah, we got him that time, folks. I can focus in on this fish. This is a bigger one, folks. Yeah, this is a bigger one. Yeah, that's staying deep. What do we got? Haven't seen her yet. Hasn't been shaking its head like a grassy, but I don't know what it is yet. Feeling on top dorsal fin. Remember what I said about this spot corn works a lot better than other stuff. We might have a buffalo. The way that's spinning around in circles. Come on, girl. Let me see you. Yeah, at least we don't have our other rod in the way at the moment because it's. Haven't got a chance to re-rig that. Come on, big girl. What was that? He surfaced out there deeper. Yeah, with the way this fish is spinning and just staying in one spot, I think we got a buffalo. Yeah, see how she's just spinning around in circles? Whoa. Every time I get this fish up by the surface, she darts back down. And maybe the jig head's the technique today. Or lighter Carolina rig. That's a little easier to rig up. I keep feeling that top dorsal fin. Either we got a common or a buffalo. Oh, I think I saw the orange tail. Yep, common carp. Yeah, that's a nice, solid 7 or 8 pound common carp, folks. Beautiful fish. Hey, that might go up into the 10 range. Let's see how thick she is. We might have our first river monster. I sure would have liked to have gotten that first fish in, but heck. Let's see if we can get this one in now, folks. Oh, yeah, solid 7 or 8 pounds. Yeah, this water's clear, folks. I mean, I've got a 2.5 to 3 foot water clarity down here on these rocks. I'm not surprised they don't want anything to do with that 20-pound test. Now, I could put a leader on it, but heck, if I'm going to use a leader, I might as well just use one of my lighter rods with with a lighter line. Yeah, this fish ain't done yet, folks. You know how these common carp are. These are brutes. And I really don't want to let this line go slack. Man, these are big guys. Just awesome fighting fish, folks. Oh, yeah, that is an incredible colorations on this guy, folks. Dark colors. That bright orange tail on this guy. This is a big one, folks. Well, I hope she's in clear. Are we still in clear? Yep, we are. All right, I just looked over to the tablet, and she looks like she's coming in clear. Look at that orange tail. Beautiful. Now I just got to figure out how to land her. Oh, boy, this is going to be entertaining. Hey, that's what you guys are here for, right, folks? For the entertainment. Come here, girl. She's got to be getting exhausted now. Fighting that current and me. Incredible fish, folks. So much power in these guys. Oop, yeah, popped off that top dorsal fin. Man, I hate that. Because that top dorsal fin is like razor sharp. So easy to slice your line on it. She is not ready to come in yet, folks. Off that top dorsal fin again. It always happens when you get them in closer too, because that line will keep going around that top. Right in the tip of the lip, folks. Man, I've just barely got her hooked. Come here, big girl. Come here, big girl. Come here. Oh, no, she's not ready yet. And just knocked all my worms right down. God darn it, there went all my worms. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just knocked them all right out. Just knocked the whole bucket down. I only had like 40. I know this is not the way to fight a fish, folks, but give me a minute here. And these rocks, unfortunately, all my worms are going right into the water. I know. What the heck is he doing? He literally just pulled that bucket right off. I think a lot of them are still here. And I saved the majority of them. We lost about maybe 20. But one good news is we're getting bites on corn, so I don't really, not too worried about losing a few worms. All right, let's see if I can put this somewhere where it's not going to get knocked down now. All that work and effort to keep those worms cool on the way down here, and that kind of crap has to happen. All right. Let's see if I can focus in on this fish. What are you going to do, folks? I got to see what happened on that feed when I get back home. I think that line grabbed onto the side of the bucket and just yanked it right off. That's okay, folks. This was on corn, so. Come here, big girl. I got her right in the lip. Come here, big girl. Come here. Don't do that again. See, she's doing it. Every time I get her in them rocks, she want nothing to do with it. I can't grab this line too heavily because it's stuff. Yeah, every time I keep calm, Michael. Keep calm. You only lost like 35 minutes worth of work there. Yeah, we touched her at least, so it counts. I need to get her in here. I know that line's about ready to go. All right, I think we got her, folks. Man, talk about an epic fight, folks. We got her. Yeah, that'll go about 10. Easily 10. All right, hook is out, folks. Hook is out, my friends. And she knows it too. Look at her tightening up. All right, there we go, folks. Talk about a beautiful common carp. Wow. Yeah, I really don't even mind losing the worms. It's just they're a little harder to get this time of the year. Yeah, she knocked the bucket right off the dang top of that rocks. Gorgeous fish, folks. That is a one beautiful common carp, folks. I love it. And really, really gorgeous colorations on this thing. Extremely healthy. Gotta love it. All right, folks, let's get her in here closer for you guys to see. Yeah, she got me. She got that bucket and she knocked it down in the water. I love it, my friends. I love it. Beautiful fish, folks. First of the day. We had another big grassy on, but she got away. So, all right, girl, get you back in the water. Beautiful fish, folks. Not a single scale on this fish missing. There you go. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, let me go over here see about picking up our any more worms that might be around. I doubt it. And get one rod back out, and then I'll get back into that chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and thank you for tuning in. Whew! Man, you talk about a workout and a half, folks. Yeah, I think the rest of them are gone. Oh, there's another one. And there's another one. I grabbed as many of them as I could. I don't think we lost many. And that's our bait, folks. I'm trying to get it back. I'm going to get as many of these stupid worms back as I can. Without getting bit by a friggin' snake. Because there are some decent snakes down here that like to poke their heads out when they start hearing some unusual activity. I think that's as many as we're going to get. Oh, no, there's one more back there. See if I can get him. Nah, that one's digging in. Ain't no chance. Unfortunately, I tear him up trying to get him out. I haven't fished rocks in a while, folks, so you can see I'm making a few amateur mistakes. Like letting the line slack when I have the drag set loose because I don't want it to, if it bounces on the rocks, I don't want it to get this lighter stuff to get cut to ribbons. And casting that bigger rod out deeper right now when I should be casting it in shallow. Because there might not be many fish in here shallow, but the ones in here are big. And that was just a jig head with some corn on it. Same technique as I used to catch trout. That's a, I believe, 1/8 ounce jig head with about 7 or 8 kernels of corn just strung on there and cast right by the bank. And that common did not mess with it either, too, folks. Just same as the grass carp. They both pulverized it. All right, that's back out where that other one was. Mud. I deserve you guys a chat, folks. And see, Jason says stay hydrated. And see, and Fake Fishing. How you doing, Fake Fishing? Fake Fishing says hi. And Care Bear. Awesome with those cool members only emojis. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We look. I'm not sure about our image, folks. I'm gonna have to reset her here. I see him, Melvin. Melvin says good luck today. Awesome, Melvin. Thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoy the show. Let's see, Joe says all good. Indiana says good luck. Let's see, GTAV. How you doing, my friend? GTAV says hi. Let's see, and Bonnie. How you doing today, Bonnie? Bonnie says everyone. How's it going, MBP? Let's see, Joey says hi. Let's see, Arnold. How you doing today, Arnold? Arnold says, how's everyone? What's going, what's good, Mike, bro? Hey, at least it's partially cloudy out here. Got one big common carp, and we've had one big grassy yarn as well. Melvin says hi, Arnold. Arnold says Melvin. Let's see. What is it? Well, that's interesting. Salted, hi to you. Salted caramel with the retracted message. Let's see. Positive, how you doing, my friend? Positive says, this is like Bill Dance. Yeah, if you want to insult Bill Dance. That's the end, Gail. How you doing today, Gail? Gail says, what is going on here? Let's see. Gail says, very unorthodox kind of fishing here. I was, picking up my, oh boy. Ah, I'm not going to live that one off, folks, am I? Let's see. Gail says, off the ripping start. Let's see. And Stevie, how you doing today, Stevie? Stevie says, nice. Gail says, a big carp, nice. Thank you, my friend. See, Ridge says, do you ever catch Asian carp where you're fishing? There are a few around, but I usually don't catch them. I'll get a few when the water's super, super high, and only when they smack at my baits, and I'll wind up hooking them in the head. When the water starts getting low, this river just is it's just a little bit too, you know, too rough for them. It tears them to pieces. Let's see. Lisa says, hi, hi. Hope you're doing okay. Awesome. Thank you for coming in, Lisa. And see, Elwina. How you doing today, Elwina? Elwina says hi. And Scooter, how you doing today, Scooter? Scooter says, hope you're been well, Mike. You did a purge, I see. No, actually, they just changed YouTube, where I did a purge about 2 months ago. They just changed it to where everyone has the people that have wrenches have the blue shield now. Let's see, Joey says hi. How you doing today, Joey? Let's see, Rom, how you doing today, Rom? Rom says hi. And Fishy Things. Fishy Things says hi. Fishy Things with the cool and members only emojis. John says, what you catch that carp on? That was on cold kernel sweet corn. Now I do have some night crawlers here. We'll be casting those around as well. Abby says, yep. No, that was a when I get caught up in chat here, Abby, that was a one common carp. Let's see, John asks, what you use for bait? Like I said, regular whole kernel sweet corn. I got friggin' up in the rocks there. I'll leave that set there. I had a friggin' stick get on me. All right, let me go on to my regular account here so I can do that without having to go over there to the camera because I do not think I'm going to be. I got her pretty much dangled over there. I'll pin that up here just in a minute here, Abby. And here we are. And there we go. Thank you, Abby. Yeah, we just been in a few minutes, folks. It's another big one. Just hit the surface right in front of me. See, Abby says you're welcome. And see, Whopper Plopper. How you doing today? Whopper Plopper says, wow, are you fishing the Merchant's Bridge? I used to live there. Merchant's Bridge just a little bit down from here. Yep, you're pretty close to. Let's see, 11 incredible people on it. See, and 27 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I think we look good for our. Well, I'm not sure. I don't see any pixels, but good enough. Abby says, "You guys are amazing." All right, folks, let's get this other rod back out. I've got, and that one got knocked off by something. One good thing about using the jig head technique is that you can usually get that off when you get snagged. Not always, but the majority of the time you will. And you really don't have to cast this out far, folks. Just yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. We just made 8,000 subs. I got a little bit of a wing knot there. That's been in there for a minute. I had to get that out because it was messing with my casting. It knocked my corn down, casting it 2 or 3 times. So I gotta pull the corn back up. That piece just fell off. So one of the negative things about corn is that the stuff does fall apart quickly. And this river, it might only last about maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then you have to recast it. That's about where those first two were. I need to get this other rod rig back up. It's been broke off here for a minute. I think I'll put a small weight on here. Or just one medium size. That should work. Instead of using the two. I hate these things. Well, I don't see any medium sized ones in here. And I don't want to use any, I'll just use 2 small ones. Do the same job as one medium. Well, let's see if I can get this sucker rigged back up, folks. What if I got a bread wrapper in there or a bread tie? One thing I like to use in this location is our bread wrappers, as opposed to clips because they slide up and down the hook. Now split shots work the same way, but I don't think I got any split shots either. We were right in the middle of. There's a bite on that one. I saw him peck on it. Mm. We're getting some weird currents in here. It keeps pulling this crap in here right by the bank. Hang on, folks. Let me get this other rod back out, and I will get back into chat there. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. I'm getting sticks going all over my line because of stupid barge traffic up river. It's too low for them to be running barges. They're knocking all the friggin' stuff off the bottom, off the edges, and it just keeps running around in circles down here. Now, let me put a little bit more bait in the water as well. All right. I need to trim this line up. I don't think I brought my clippers again, so I'm gonna have to cut that with my lighter. Yeah, we're working on it, folks. I'm trying to get worm back out here at least one rod with worm. You guys know I don't like using a lighter even on the live feed, so I have to get out of the way of the feed. YouTube's pretty sensitive about that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. Yeah, temperature's about 95 degrees out here, 96. That's pretty hot. All right, that line is trimmed, so let me get back to you guys. Ah. All right, folks, let's see if I can do this. I don't have any bread ties, but I do have some extra monofilament here. It should work as a weight stop. Now, this is 20-pound test, so I shouldn't really have to worry too much about her uh, line weakening too much. So I'm just gonna tie that little piece of monofilament on there. Should have a bigger piece on there, of course. I trimmed it too small. Duh. I want that about the level that I'm gonna fish at. And down here, you want it pretty close to the bottom, unless it's like the dead of winter or something, in which in case the current kind of backs you up. And that should hold her on there okay. And look at those sticks on my line again. Mm. I can't do anything about that right now, folks. The stuff's just every time they load up and unload a barge down there and 3 feet of water, it's knocking all that crap off the shorelines. All right, that's our second worm, folks. I don't know how many of these guys I lost. Yeah, it looks like the majority of them actually I lost. We still got about maybe 20 left. So unfortunately, that's gonna come back to bite us in the butt later on later on the feed. I'm afraid. Yeah, that's just a couple small weights, and this is not going to be cast out either, folks. This is just going to be flipped right by the bank because this is extremely deep here. If I stepped right off the tip here, I'd go way. I'd go over my head. Look at that. It's still sinking. It's going to take freaking 30 seconds for that sucker to hit the bottom. And we're dealing with driftwood right now, folks. It's just like thousands and thousands of little sticks that those barges just knocked out of the way, and I have to wait for this stuff to either stick somewhere or float by. Trying to get my line around the sticks. Now, see that? Just bouncing the sticks out there. Oh well, we just gotta wait for that stuff to get by. That's Abby says, hit that like button and subscribe. Abby says, congratulations. Abby says, how are you? How are your watch hours today? I'm doing okay with my watch hours up. Everything's pretty much even. It's Ian Honeycutt. How you doing today, Honeycutt? Honeycutt says hi. Abby says, it is. T. Gail says, pretty shot with the train going by. It is pretty cool. Let's see, Bonnie says, yes, Gail, all the different colored train cars. Let's see, and Clippin, how you doing, my friend? Clippin says, let's go. Abby says, gorgeous. Abby says, I helped you out. Yeah, you did, my friend. Let's see, 24 incredible people in it, seeing 33 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. What wrong with this tablet working today? It's just not getting a. This thing isn't overheating. It's just not even wanting to work right. Oh, there's a stupid sticks on my line again. Look at that gigantic tree just floating by, pulls me off the spot. Ah, the water's low, folks. She's not going up. This is just stupid driftwood that it occurs when the barges keep, revving their engines up in 5 feet of water trying to get to the corn and grain and soybean. It's too low, and they got to keep remming and remming and remming, and they're not supposed to be doing that. They tear the shorelines up when they do that crap. But and they do what they want. The Corps of Engineers, whatever. All right, that ride's back out as well, folks. It's going to take forever for this stuff to really. I don't know where YouTube is right now because I was on my own live stream and it was with my backup account, and all of a sudden I'm somewhere else. Let's see. Bobby. Bobby says, "Sup, buddy? A bad day fishing beats a good day of work." True words, my friend. Let's see. And Rich, how you doing today, Rich? Rich says, "Get 'em." Gail says, "Big barges are gonna work you over if you keep dissing them." They're actually there's a federal law that actually says that when she gets too low down here, they're not supposed to run at all. But I believe every year they keep pushing that low water, whatever the level is that's supposed to be. I think they keep pushing that back lower and lower every year because the barges do it anyways. Knock up the muck and guck, and that fills in the river, and she gets shallower, and then they got to try to dig it out, and they never can dig it out the same depth as deep as she was. So they keep pushing that number back. Yeah, I can see three barges across the river over there. They're barely even moving because they're pretty much banked. Once they get past this spot, it does get deeper, but you guys know how in front of a bridge it'll get shallower, while below the bridge it gets deeper, right? Well, we're above the bridge, so this is a shallow side of it. Once they get past here, they're usually fine, but they got to get past here first. Well, I'll tell you what, at least it's shady down here, folks. At least it's yeah, I got a little bit of cloud cover. Thank the Lord for that. Man, I wish I had gotten that first grass carp for you guys, but missed that first one and got that big old common carp. I'm not sure. Are we still good in picture? I'm not 100% sure about the camera quality. It's hard to really tell. It looks decent, but I could change up camera angles. It usually gets a better quality a little bit over there, but at the same time, I don't get the background shot. We are good. All right, Abby. Thank you so much. I've been looking at it for a while. After we came in and she was really, really yucky. There's a bite on worm. Got him, folks. Fish on. Got him. That's bigger. Oh, oh, yep, yep, yep. Come on, come on. With the drag. That's pretty good, folks. Whatever she is. That was on worm, folks. Fish on. Other rod out of the way, hopefully. What do we got? Oh, another grassy. Grass carp, folks. Grass carp. Oh, yeah. Easy 15. 10, 15 pounds on this one, folks. This other rod out of the way. All right, she's out of the way. I can focus in on this one. Yeah, that is a brute, folks. Even in our big rod, this one's going to be tough. Especially on this shoreline. That is a brute, folks. Yeah, I want to go maybe 10 or 12 pounds, so. Oh, yep. Yeah, you notice how they like to twist like that, trying to knock that hook out of their mouths. Now, let's get our worms out of the way to begin with so we don't lose the rest of them. And I got them in the lower lip. Yeah, I all I need was to get wet there, fishy. That's just a little splash there, buddy. It's gonna be entertaining getting this sucker in. I usually don't get grass carp down here this big in this particular location. Popped. Yep, that lower lip, folks, just popped right out. Oh well. Yeah, the hook didn't pop. The hook didn't bend out again. She just pops out. When you get them down here in the lower lip, folks, what they're doing is their lower lip moves. So every time they are opening and closing their mouth, they're moving that hook and loosening it until she finally popped out. I thought exactly that when I was trying to land that fish. I thought, yeah, I'm never going to get this thing in with the way that hook is in that lower lip. But we got him up to the bank. Look, the hook didn't bend, folks. It just pops out. That's all right, folks. That'd still make a heck of a short feed. You ain't got to land all of them. I did. I had him right here, folks. And you see, every time he does this, he's loosening and loosening that hook until pop right out. Could have been worse. I got to come up here and see her, got to fight her, got to have her splash me once. That was fun. Yeah, sometimes them guys, there's just, you hook them in the wrong spot, and that was not the right spot to hook them. The upper lip or the side of the lip, or the side over here in the jaw, but that lower lip is just the wrong place to hook them. All right, both rods are back out, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. I had them right here, folks. I was about ready to start tackling him there, but you notice that hook just popped out so easily. It didn't get ripped out. That fish just and popped out. That's all right, folks. I don't mind. Let's see, George says, how y'all doing today? How you doing today, George? Abby says, fish on. Abby says, good job. Abby says, what's the number? Ah, boy. I really didn't get to touch that grass carp, so we'll just leave her with one grass carp and one common carp. Let's see, and Dana, how you doing today? Dana says, fish. Abby says, does it pop? And Fishy thanks, thank you so much for that star, my friend. Thank you so much for those gems. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Abby says, hey, Fishy. Fishy says, Abby. Let's see, 16 incredible people in. Let's see, and 39 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. I can pull the camera in closer for you folks if you want her. I can put her right smack dab right there. And Fishy with things with those 100. Thank you so much for those gems, my friend. Abby with the WWs. And see, Fishy Things also sent the star emoji. Thank you so much. Awesome for you to send those gems, my friend. Let's see, we're looking good, folks. I mean, we're looking good in chat. Like I said, I can always move the camera over here on this other angle so you guys can see the rock face over here to the left. Maybe that's a little bit more of an interesting a background shot. And seeing Martin, how you doing today, Martin? Martin says hi. Would be a quick just move. I mean, wouldn't take a second. Have another bite on corn. I saw that. Picked it up. All right, we are looking good for chat, folks. 19 incredible people and 39 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I think I will do that. Why not? I think I'll switch the camera feed around so she's over there and point it over here. So you get a better signal quality over there anyways. A different angle for you guys. I know you guys are probably bored of the dang bridge, so. Let's see if I can do this without too much effort. Too much damage to anything. And that is flattened, so. All right, let's do this. There are plenty of camera angles. I'm always experimenting with the angles down here, folks. Whoa. Don't fall in, Mike. Do not fall in. That would not be fun. That'd be funny for you guys. It wouldn't be funny for me. Let me be fill in. Oh, boy. Yeah, over here we don't need her way as far off the ground as we had in our previous spot. So see if I can get a good camera angle here. Well, let's see. I'm thinking about it, folks. This is always tricky trying to figure this stuff out. And if I can get her set up like that, in the right angle, I think we'll be good. I have to extend this leg. Oh, I don't have to extend the leg. I'll have to use a freaking rock right here. That'll work. That'll work, folks. There we go. All right. I like that. Rock collapse. Had the so that's one good thing. Cord just wrapped around that like bad. Yeah, that's something you guys don't see on the streams. Me fiddling around with the camera, trying to get her set up exactly right. That should have sat there. I don't know why that fell over. I didn't touch it. Just fell over. Found the angle that I wanted it on. Just did not want to set on that angle. It wanted to fall down. It's stubborn. All right, I think that'll do. Assuming you're not going to fall over again. All right. I want to point the camera so she's top heavy. She's going that way so she doesn't fall over again. That's just barely dangling there, isn't it? I don't know why it's doing that. That's biting a big rod. Oh, those. Got him, folks. Fish on. Fish on. What the heck is that? Ah! See if we can keep this one pin, folks. I don't know what she is yet. That fish is running. Just in time. As soon as I got that camera feed set up. What do we got? There are some big blues and stuff down here. I don't know what we've got yet. Another big common carp. Well, that's bigger than the first one. Man, that's twice the size of the first one we had. Let me get this other rod out of the way. That's a 15 easy, folks. This is a big common carp. And I've got that snag, so I'm not even going to try with that. Get that out of there quick. How's our angles looking? And now we're in good too, folks. Sometimes when you bounce that camera around, she'll look like crap after you're done, but we're looking good. It's a big old common carp, folks. Oh yeah, easy 15. Our first one was probably about 9 pounds. This one's easily over 15. That is a big common carp, folks. And that was on worm. Right in the top of the lip. Now watch that hernia surgery I haven't gotten worked on yet. Takes a lot to get this big cat rod to bend over, but these fish do it. Another gorgeous fish, folks. Looks like another untouched common carp. Yeah, even with this big cat rod, these fish, you got to tire them out. Well, that is a brute, folks. This is going to be a tough one to land. Let's see if I can do this. I usually don't do her left-handed like this. Come here, big girl. Oh, no, she's gone. There she went. Almost had her. Almost had her there, folks. So close. We touched her, so she counts. I want to get this girl in here. Come here, big girl. She don't want nothing to do with them in the shallows. Fish are fighters. She just went dead stick on me. I'm a big girl. Come on. I'm a big girl. No, she. No, still don't want to do it. Still don't want to do it. Come here, big girl. Come here. Come here, big girl. We got her, folks. Incredible. We got this one, folks. This is a incredible, beautiful common carp. Solid 15. All right, hook is out, folks. Hook is out. Yeah, now this is going to be the trick. Getting her up to show you guys. Yeah, if that might be going on 20. So that is a big common carp, folks. Yeah, I'm going to go maybe. Man, that is really fat. I'm going to go about 17 on this one. So not quite 20. She's not making my arms buckle, but it's close. Incredible fish, folks. Look at the colors on that fish. Those gorgeous golden brown scales. Not a single scale missing on this fish. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, folks. She's tightened up too. She wants back in the water. We're not going to get more than a few more shows with this guy before she really picks up on us. Yep. Gorgeous fish, my friends. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, my friends. That is one beautiful common carp. That is a big. Yeah, man. That's a big one, folks. Wonderful, folks. All right, girl, let's get you back in the water. Yeah, you're going back in, girl. No worries. No worries, girl. All right, girl. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Woo! That's fun. Oh, boy, that's fun. Hey, we might have missed two, but we've landed two as well. Gotta love that, folks. That is just friggin' fun. I don't care who you are. Woo! Hey, we didn't break anything off either. Even the jig head, I pulled out of the rocks. It bent, but I can still put this right back out. This is a heavy duty jig head. I can bend that about 20 times before I have to replace her. Ain't no small fish down here today, folks. I thought that might have been a blue with the way that fish was fighting, but nope, another nice common carp. We've had two big grassies up to the bank too. We got one into the bank close enough to count, and the other one just popped off before we could count her. So, Abby, when I get into chat and I get in there, let's see, the numbers will be one common carp and two common carp and one grass carp. And then there were some big ones, folks. First one was if she wasn't a river monster, she was close. And that second one definitely was a river monster. I got a little muck on there, don't I? All right, I think I got that off. Got a little piece of something on there. I don't want that on there. All right, got it. It just shows what you can do with a few worms down here, folks, in a can of corn. Yeah, we got a bucket knocked over. We had about 40 worms. They knocked our numbers down to about 20 now, so we still got a big old can of corn. That corn seems to be working just as well today. That might have been a bite already. You see him? Yep, he's thinking about it. Man, he was hitting that corn. Dang. Now see this barge coming up? He's on the wrong side of the river. All right, folks, let's get back into chat. All right, let me. I see that, Abby. Let me make sure to pin that. I'll go back to my own account here. The channel. Go back on. Yeah, I like this camera angle better, folks. She should be clearer. As soon as this comes back on. There you go, Abby. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. And there we are. Let's see. Let's deal with the fishy emojis. Up, not a drum, Gail. Not a drum, my friend. Let's see. Bonnie says, getting all big ones today. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have trouble with this one, folks. That stupid barge is on the wrong side of the river. So I'm actually glad I moved the tripod because you guys would have been knocked in. That barge, there's a big, rock thing on the other side over here. That's supposed to tell the barges, the river channel to move in is on the other side. And that stops the waves from coming through here. But when they come through like that, Bonnie says Abby. Abby says gorgeous. And Dougie Doug, how you doing, Dougie Doug? Doug says popped in just in time. Nice fish, Mike. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you dropping by. Hope you're having a great day. Abby says hi, Doug. Abby says gorgeous fish. Doug says a big gal. Bonnie says, wow, nice one, Mike. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And see, Gail says big fishy. Gail says nice. Abby says good job, Mike. And Brian says beautiful carp. Thank you so much, Brian. Abby says, what's the number? You got it. Let's see, Ridge. Ridge asks, what river do you fish at? We're on the mighty, muddy Mississippi down in St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. We're about a half mile upriver from the arch. Let's see, Abby says, you got it. Yep. And Abby says, good job fishing. Fishy things with a salute. Abby says, I'm excited to help. Abby says, you're welcome. Fishy things, you're good. Noodling Abby. Abby says, I help you on Wish Count Fish. Yeah, I sometimes forget down here, folks. Let's see, Fishy things, you sure did. Abby says, We have a wonderful community. We sure do. Let's see, 33 incredible people in and 45 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. And it is Monday, isn't it? Nope, it's Tuesday. So happy Tuesday, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I was going to debate about putting worm on this one as well, but unfortunately, with the loss of half of our worms, that went that plan went to fruition fast, and it crashed and burned. Yeah, you see, I'm not getting quite as snagged as badly with that night crawler right by the bank in there. There's one little spot here that's open. I remember right by these stumpy loggy thingies here. Very small weight. It's like a quarter of an ounce. So it's not much weight, folks. It's just actually less than what's required to hold. It's just holding in that one spot there. I think that's going to be. Oh, there's a pop on that one. I saw that. Yeah, we grab our stuff and move it back a little bit because unfortunately the friggin' that barge was on the wrong side of the river. Like there was a barge. There were two barges going on the other side, right? So instead of waiting his turn over here, he just barge charged up the shallows and on the wrong side of the river. That's the reason why we got all this driftwood floating around, folks. The water's dropping rapidly. It's just with the barge traffic, they're knocking the crap right off the shorelines continuously. It has no chance to build up anywhere. This little cove thing back here is usually filled. See that top of that rock thing up there, that iron? That's usually filled with wood. It doesn't have any back there right now. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see, Fishy saying so. We absolutely do. Let's see, Radio. How you doing today, Radio? Radio says, hey, Mike. Are the carp biting today? Yeah, we've caught two big common carp and a grass carp, and we missed another grass carp. And that first grass carp we got we got her to the bank, but hook popped out on us. It was a close one. Bonnie says, "Oh, Bob, oh, Abby, we're glad you're here." Abby says it's feeling amazing. The 45 incredible people in and seeing 47 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Temperature's not too bad. It's about 95, but partly cloudy skies. Humidity's a little lower, and we've got a decent breeze blowing off the river, so we're not straight out into the sun. You guys know how that sun can be pretty bad if you're sitting here and that stuff, but hey, this isn't bad. Let's see, Gary says, cracking carp, Mike, getting addicted to your channel, all the way from South Wales in the UK. Awesome, my friend. You haven't even. Just wait till I get down here in the wintertime and I'll be getting like 18 or 20 of those big old buffalo. And when she gets a little lower, those big old grassies are going to be piled up in that cove back there. Right now, they're probably in there. It's just, yeah, that's a brutal spot to fish down there in that heat. There's no shade down there till about 3 o'clock. Now I've got a little shady spot here. I built it out of a tarp. I can always get underneath that if it gets too hot. And you're in the right spot, Gail. You want to see some big fish caught, Gary? See, and George, how you doing today, George? George says hi again. Let's see, and Joshua. Hey, friend, we're back. Awesome, you're back, my friend. You missed two big common carp and then a grass carp so far. Let's see, Brian. Brian says, I missed it. How big was the grass carp? I've caught 4 over 40 pounds in New Jersey here. The first one was about 8 pounds. That one I didn't land. The second one, I'm gonna go about 15 on her. So she wasn't a monster. I mean, she wasn't a gigantic, super large one. I've only caught one this year over 40 and down here. Most of them I get are between 8 pounds and 15, with a few 20s and 30s mixed in. Tim Bambi, how you doing today, Bambi? Bambi says, hey, Fishy, finally made it. Pap Mike, how you doing today, Bambi? See, Brian says, cool. Bambi says, hey, Bambi. Bambi says, howdy, Fishy. Yeah, I'm just seeing like little bubbles, like little lines of bubbles right there. And then a minute or two later, it'll be over there. And a minute or two later over there. So they're just scouring this bottom right now. See, Bambi says, hey, Abby, and sweet tea. Come on, big guys. I know you're still here. We kind of muscled those fish out with our big rod, so hopefully we got them out of those spots before we spooked them, because these guys can be really spooky, folks. If you hook them in these like really concentrated locations, you could get one and spook the rest of them if you don't get them out of that spot fast enough. And I think I got them out of there quick enough. Oh, there's a bite on corn. I saw that. Mm, picked it up. Yeah, this is just a jig head with some corn on it. That's got a night crawl with a Carolina rig. All right, folks, looking good for chat. I guess I should refresh these guys. Yeah, that one got popped a couple times. Let's see what he did to it. Uh, ate that was 5 kernels of corn on there. Chewed up one of them and ate 2 more off. Sometimes you hook them with this technique, sometimes you don't. It's a pretty cool technique because I'll use it uh, all around the year. Same technique I'll use for catching trout down in O'Fallon Park during the wintertime. Same technique for catching channel catfish. And with the that stuff leaving over here to the left, yeah, that's the speed they're supposed to be going, folks. But that don't always work with people, and they just like I want to get off the work easier today. I want to get the most of something out of it. So uh, yeah, we had 40 night crawlers, folks, but our first fish actually knocked our bucket over while we were trying. I had it set up there, flinged it in the air, and I got to see that on the live stream when I get back home. How that fish knocked that bucket off all the way the heck up there. And like that. Did not like that, Michael. I just wasn't where I wanted to hold. I'll fight, folks. Fish on. Got him. Boy, that doubled it. We got another one, folks. Yeah, these are just some river monsters down here today, folks. Yeah, that feels like another common bouncing off that top dorsal fin again. Spinning around in circles. Man, these guys fight, folks. Boy, she's spinning. What do I... No, buffalo. Dadgummit. Popped off. Actually, that line snapped that time. Crap. I think I hit a rock. Yep, that's what happened, folks. That line snapped so easy. You can feel that where she sprayed up. What happened was she grinded her head right against that rock. That was a buffalo about 7 or 8 pounds. She just grinded on that rock and snapped that 20-pound test like nothing. Crap. All right, let's get back to it. Get back to it, folks. Real easy rig here, so at least I can re-rig this very quickly. Yeah, that was a gorgeous buffalo, folks. I got her right to the edge of those rocks, and these rocks are really jagged here. And that line just hit that one friggin' spot. And she just cut it. Oh well. That one don't count. That one's got a hook in his mouth too, I'm afraid. I hate leaving hooks in fish's mouths. I hate it. But that will rust away in about a week probably in this water. Man, that... Don't you hate it when a bullet weight is full of sand or something? It won't. Gotta open it back up. And sit down in your box for a week or two and then get sand all over them. I should have had that one, but she bounced right against that rock and it happens. It happens, folks. All right, let me trim up this tag end, get this rod back out here, and I'll get back into that chat, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Dudes. Rock just fell on my bucket, knocked my bucket down, knocked my corn down, knocked all my worms out of my bucket. A few I got left, and there goes another one underneath a rock. Come here, you little stinker. Get back here. Unbelievable they can get away that quick. Got almost no soil left in there. What fell on that sucker? I guess this right here fell on it. I still haven't trimmed up this line yet. Yeah, you've got a massive rock face right above us, folks. This is a good 25, 30 feet of solid rocks. Like a big old rock face that I have to climb up and down to get down to this spot. Hang on, folks. I'm trimming this tag end up. All right. Tag end's trimmed. And I'm going to use that same tag end to tie up the line here. Got to get some more bread wrappers. Bread wrappers work extremely good for this spot because it gives you an opportunity to be able to slide that line up and down when you get snagged. I could have sworn I tied that friggin' tag in big longer than that. Well, make do. They aren't exactly beating us today, folks, but they're not making it easy. That's way too far off the bottom. Dang it. I gotta retie that. I just crap. Put that back in my box. I'll have to get that tag end off when I'm. That was way too far off the bottom. That's like a good 5 or 6 inches further off the bottom than what I wanted. That's super far off the bottom. What was I thinking when I was tying that on? That's a little flustered from that last fish. Usually you don't miss those guys, those buffalo, when you do get a hook into them. Getting the hook into them is pretty tricky sometimes because they got really tiny mouths, but get a hook into them and they usually stay. Usually. And that one just rubbed against a rock in the wrong dang place and pop. Now I'm gonna have to turn the tag end off this sucker again. Not easy fishing this stuff, folks, down here. That's a tough location to fish. The reason why these big old fish are stacked up down here because no one fishes this shoreline. All right, I think that's rigged back up. This might look easy in this spot, but it's not because it's not like this the rest of the area. I need a night crawler. That's a good one. All right, folks, that looks pretty good. Yeah, look at that line frayed so bad right there. Man. I don't know about that, folks. I'll have to watch that. That's I got one big spot on my line that's super frayed. You know how expensive 20-pound fluorocarbon is? I could use fluorocarbon down here. This would be the best spot for fluoro, but unfortunately, that stuff's expensive. Let's see, Bambi says, I love Boo Boo on Jungle. Books, he's like one of my favorite characters ever. Bambi says, is that a houseboat? No, that last one down there, that was a what do you call it? A tugboat. So that's a boat that tugs the yeah, right behind the barge there. Now there are people that live on those all all year long. That was a big one. Just caught several big ones just hit the surface right here. One right there. Uh, wait. How the heck did it do that? Let's see. Bambi says, Yamo, Milan is a good. Dude, my favorite is Stickin' Tarzan. Let's see. Bambi with woo. Bambi with the thumbs up. Gail says, we're hammering we want a gar. If I get some cut bait, there are some big ones down here, but they usually don't hit corn, and I've only got one rod with worm. They do hit worm, but well, we'll see. Maybe with the fishy and Flavor. How you doing, Flavor? Flavor with the 50 like. Awesome, my friend. 29 people in and 57 thumbs up. Femi says, sports time, guys. BBS. Let's see. Flavor says MVP. Flavor says Abby. Flavor says mods. Let's see. And Claudia. How you doing, Claudia? Claudia says hi. Flavor says, welcome into MVP, everyone. Please smash that like button and subscribe. Be sure to leave a comment so MVP can sub back and support. Yes, sir, my friend. Great advice. Oh, that was a man. You see that? Got him, folks. Fish on. Got him. Oh, what do we got here? Man, that's surfacing and dropping real fast. Yeah, just some monsters down here today, folks. Massive grass carp. Yeah, this fish hasn't even woke up yet. And I just remembered about that big fray in my line as well. Yep, another 10 or 15 pounder. Let's see if we can get in one of these big grassies today. They're gonna pull his rod right on my legs. Just too strong. All right, other rod is out. We can focus in on this one fish. I believe this is like the 7th or 8th big one we've hooked today. We've only landed 3. Yeah, I believe this is our 7th big one we've hooked. Yeah, these rocks can be. I could get them in, folks, but I'm going to tear them to pieces. And I'd rather take my time and not like maybe 20% of the time they're going to pop off on me, rather than have them hurt themselves. Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one, folks. Let's let this fish fight himself out. It's just another massive grass carp, folks. Look at that big cat rod. Doubled over. Tell you what, you guys can see far down here, folks, so I can probably slip down here into the shallows. I might get a better chance of getting this fish in. Yeah, that's a nice 15. Come here, big girl. Yeah, that was on night crawlers again, folks, so doesn't matter what I'm casting out here, I'm getting bites on it. Yeah, if I can get her in here, folks, this is a shallow spot. It's partial mud and rock, so hopefully we won't tear them up too bad. Massive fish, folks. Never say MVP doesn't put on a show. Even when he loses them. Oh well. Hey, this is fun, folks. I don't care who you are. This is just fun. Yeah, got to keep this fish's head up. Keep them from breathing. They can still breathe out of water, folks, but not as good. Come here, girl. And there went my foot getting wet. And no chance of me taking my shoes off in this spot and getting them, because these rocks are friggin' sharp as razor blades. Come here, girl. Yeah, hopefully we get her into the shallows here. Yeah, she ain't quite ready to come in yet, but she's close. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Come here, big girl. Ah, so much for my kidney surgeries. Come on, girl. Let me touch you. Come on, girl. Let me touch you. Yeah, that's about a 10 or 15 easy. All right, girl. Come here. Come here, girl. Not quite yet. Line. Rod is pinned to the rocks. Dang it. Almost lost her. Rod was pinned between the rocks. We touched her. Yeah, she counts. We touched her. We had her in the bear hole for a second. Man, if this hook ain't bent out this time, I don't know what. Come on, big girl. Come here. Come here. Dang, these guys won't quit. Man, these river grass carp are different than your lake ones. Come on, big girl. Come here. Come here. All right, I think we got her, folks. Yeah. We got her, or she's got us. Yeah. She is not happy. Yeah, she's not happy. She is not happy, folks. Let me get the hook out of you, girl, and we'll show you off to YouTube. Get you back in the water here. My hook is out, folks. Hook is out. Yeah, I had to sacrifice the shoes on that one. Ow, that one just jacked me in the jaw. Ow, that sucker hurt. Whew. All right, folks. Yeah, that's about a 15. Incredible, folks. All monsters today. No small fish. Incredible. Yeah, we had to sacrifice the shoes on this one, but we got her. Now my toesies are all wet. Oh, well. It's worth it to get one of these big girls. I love it, my friends. Check that big girl out. Incredible. And you guys wonder why I keep coming down here on the river this time of the year. I could play with bluegill, little baby crappie, a few little bassies at fairgrounds or something. Come down here and tackle these monsters. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Incredible. Man, she fought her heart out too. Wonderful. All right, girl. Let's get you back in the water so you can get back down here and keep on swimming for another day. Ah! There you go, folks. One more. Good luck. Awesome. All right, girl. There you go. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, these rocks down here. You guys wouldn't believe. I just cut my finger just glancing against one of these rocks. Yeah, that's how sharp they are. Awesome. Let's do it again. All right, whatever the pin is there, add another grass carp to her, Abby. I believe that's our second big grass carp, so. All right, let's get back out here, folks. Yeah, not a scale missing on that fish because I found this little pool over here about 2 feet deep. Got out there, took one step out there, and got that sucker in. Oh man, folks, when these guys are on, they are on. It's like no stopping them. Temperature's actually not too bad down here, folks. It's a yellow air quality day because the city, when it gets these temps, for 60-year-old, well, 59, I'll be. So a 59-year-old man, butt off here trying to battle some river monsters. It can be a little tough to get your wind back. Wow, it's been an incredible day, folks. Don't see many like this down here on it with MVP. I'm usually catching a lot of smaller ones. Today it's nothing monsters. We haven't hooked anything under 8 pounds yet. So you can understand why I missed 2 of these fish. I've missed 2 and I think I've landed 5, so I'm actually not doing too bad. This is incredible, folks. To think, oh, there's another bite on Nightcrawler. Popped it hard. Man, that sucker hit that hard again. Another one out there? How many of these snickers are out there? Sheesh. That's not drifting right. How many of these guys are out here today, folks? That was another just really hit that rod tip hard again. All right, let me try to get back into chat with you guys. Hope you're enjoying the show today. And we jumped away from my spot in chat here. All right, you got that right, Abby. Let me make sure to pin that before I keep on with things. I got to switch back to my regular account here. Let's see. Got to press that. Press this. And there we are. 2 common carp, 2 yep. 2 common carp and 2 grass carp. There you go. All right, let's switch back. I had to call more of these guys, folks, but it takes me a long time to land these. Let me get back into our regular chat here on my backup account. And there we are. There we are, my friends. Yep, that Grassy was in a bad mood. You got it right. Fishy Thing says, "Hey Arnold." Flavor with the cool smiling emojis. And Ferg, how you doing today, Ferg? Ferg and Glacier Shark. How you doing today, Shark? Glacier Shark says, "Fish on." I'm working my way back in chat to see Locked Up Drag. How you doing today, Locked Up Drag? Locked Up says, "Well, they taste delicious. Plus, got your cut bait." Oh yeah, Grassies taste great. Let's see. Locked Up says, "Go get him, Mike." And Brian, how you doing today, Brian? Brian says hi. And Deborah says, "I did see the fish before it snapped off." That's actually good to know. That way I know if I've got a short feed out of that. Welcome into MBP and sub and support you. Well, we were backed up in chat here, folks, weren't we? I land that fish as fast as I can. Oh, I do love the Disney movies as well, Bambi. Frozen, that was an incredible movie. Tell you what, I teared up a couple times during her. 15 people in it, seeing 67 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. All right, let's see. Let's see. Flavor says MODS. Let's see. Flavor says Claudia. Let's see. Flavor says Fishy. Flavor says Fish on. Flavor says Ferg. T Glacier says Fish on. Arnold says hi. Fishy thinks with the Ferg. Flavor says hi again. Arnold says hey guys. Fishy thinks says hey Arnold. Locked Up Drag says grass carp are probably the most delicious and least polluted. Yep, they pretty much feed only on vegetation. Now they do eat a few insects and night crawlers. I would not consider that to be, even though you catch night crawlers on pretty much everything. It's one of those miscellaneous baits. It'll catch anything and everything. Fishy thinks it's Arizona. Oh, did I miss Arizona? How you doing today, Arizona? Gil says everyone seasoned grass carp. Even petiter. See, Bonnie says good fight for sure. Arnold says Arnold, hey. And Pierre, how you doing today, Pierre Coops? Pierre Coops with a thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. And Fishing Felon. Fishing Felon says hello, everyone. Fishy thinks says Pierre. That's Ian Swamp. Swamp says hello, MVP. How are you? How's your day going, man? Pretty good so far. I know we've missed 3 nice ones today, but man, these are some big ones. Felon says, "I found a new spot in the middle of our town. Just killing time caught. About 40 bluegills and 5 bass. It's just a small area. And that can be some of the best spots. Those little ponds, those little backwater spots no one knows about." Fishing Felon says, "Hi, Fishy." All right, folks, we're looking good for chat. If I missed your comment, I apologize. But we were backed up significantly there. And that sucker did try to get the worm off, so chewed on it pretty good. Tell you what, I'm getting rid of that one. That one was the dead one that I picked off the ground at the gas station. It wasn't worm jerky yet. It was still usable. I just thought maybe, out of all the worms I lost today, I'd make sure I pick up that one. Hey, I'm extremely impressed about this feed already, folks. We've got at least 7 or 8 nice spots in this feed where I can make some incredible shorts out of. Terrible cast, Michael. Absolutely horrible. I was worried about the tarp behind me, and I forgot I actually have to point it. All right, looking good. Yeah, these guys are just, they are out here, folks. Oh, fish on. That's on corn. He was just, yikes. That's on my lighter gear. That's on my little 8-pound test. Yeah, and that's on that little jig head, too. Ah, man, I got to get my other rod out of the way fast. And this sucker is still running. All right, other rod is out of the way. All right, we can focus in on this one, folks. Another monster. Yeah, it's on one of those little jig heads again. And that was on corn. Up that top dorsal fin. Yeah, but I'm just steadily working this fish off the bottom. She dove fast. Look at that fish just spinning again. I think we got a common or a buffalo. Because I don't feel any head shakes. Amazing I can fight these guys in this gear. I've been doing this for years, folks. If you want to go out here to your local river and try this, practice, practice, practice. That's all I can say. Yeah, I haven't even gotten this fish up near the surface yet. Come on, big girl. Let me see you. And we've got common, orange tail. Ah! An 8-pound test, a little 6'2" medium action fluger. Oh, yeah, nice. Solid 10, 15 pounder again. Ah, man, these guys are fighters, folks. You wonder why I haven't landed more than 10 fish today. Heck, about 90% of this feed has been with fish on. That's when you got a fishing stream, when you got like no time when between fishing on. Yeah, you guys are going to give me a hernia. I've already got a hernia. You're going to make it worse. Oh, yeah, nice. Nice, probably about, go about maybe 12 or 13 on her. About 12. She's a little thinner than I thought she was. All right, girl. Let's get you over here into the shallows again. Let's get you in. Oh, that might be bigger than I think. Yeah, she's thicker than I think she is, folks. That might be about 15. She's long. She's not quite as thick as that first one we got. She's a long girl. Yeah, if this was as thick as that first one, I mean that second one we got, this fish should weigh about 25 pounds. In fact, during the breeding season, when she's full of eggs, she probably weighs twice that. Because they can hold, man, they can hold like 7 or 8 pounds worth of eggs for a fish this size. Yeah, just that jig head right in that top lip, folks. Come here, big girl. Yep, she does not like getting in the shallows. Come here, girl. Let me touch you. Let me touch you. No. Wasp, get away from me, you stupid wasp. Leave me alone. Mud dauber. Come here, big girl. No. Not yet. We touched her, though. I got her back tail in a bear hole for a second there, but she got away. Come here, big girl. Come here. Not yet. Spin around in circles. Maybe she'll get dizzy. Oh, dang it. Got on that stupid stick again. Man, that freaking thing got my big rod here earlier. Yeah, that's bigger than I think it is, folks. Now, I can't hold on to this line because that stuff is light. Yeah, this is easy 15, folks. She's a lot bigger than I think she is. That's as big as that grass carp we just had. Come here, girl. Come here, big girl. Yeah, that's a big one, folks. Have we got her? I think we got her. That's a big, long girl, too. We got her, folks. Get that hook out of her. Show her off for you guys. I tell you what, that jig head, when you get him in the right place, it ain't coming out. All right. Incredible fish, folks. Oh, yep, she's not happy. Happy, my friends. Yeah, that's an easy 15 on this one. This one probably. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a bigger and thicker than I think it is. Yeah, I go about 16. Her. She's a lot thicker than I thought she was. These thinner guys, they usually aren't. They aren't as thick as this, but this one is. This one's got some meat on her bones. That's a big old common carp, folks. They're trying to kill me, folks. They're trying to kill me. Oh, boy, folks. I love it. I love it, my friends. Yeah, that's over 16 easy. Ow. Don't need to be backhand, young lady. I'll get you back in the water here momentarily. I love it. All right, girl. Let's get you back in here. Get you swimming on. All right, girl. Check that out, folks. Incredible. All right, girl. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Fishy, give me back my breath. You took it with you. I can't breathe. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, we were fishing. All right, let's get the rods back out. Not bad for a 59-year-old man, right, folks? Woo! Wee! Man, is that fun? That was just on corn, folks. That wasn't even on worm. Freaking brick. my way. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. I'm just doing that to try to catch my breath. Yeah, we ain't hooked anything small today, folks. Nothing under 8 pounds. That first grass carp was the smallest one we had on. Yeah, I just lifted that one all up and I felt her on there and set the hook. Man, these guys are going to get a hand the rest of my corn when I'm done down here because they put on a show for everyone today. That's another thing I like to do, folks. When these guys, fight and bite really good, and I've got half a can of corn left, I guarantee it, I'm going to throw it in for them. Because they put on a show, man. Let them eat up, let them get strong, and let them get back out here. And there's a big one right over there. Let them get back out here healthy and keep on hitting for us. Let's see. Philin says, "I fishy." Bambi says, "Let's go, woo." Let's see. And Randy, how you doing, my friend? Randy says, "Fish on." Let's see. Bambi. When you guys get a chance, the next person that see 3 common carp and 2 grass carp. Let's see. Bambi with the woo. Bambi says, "Fight." Bambi says, "Woohoo, let's go." Bambi says, "Dang." See, Bambi says, "Big fish." Says, "Woo." Oh yeah, they produce a tremendous amount of eggs. The way they reproduce, they don't have the carp don't have the strength to defend themselves, so they'll reproduce in numbers. And hey, the shade got here. Awesome. Bambi says, "Woo, Pap Mike." Bambi says, "I missed one. Woo." When can you? Yes, sir. Bambi with the prayers. Thank you so much, Bambi. Says, "Nice blessing, woo." What a fight. 11 incredible people in it, seeing 69 thumbs up. Bambi says, "Dang, Paps." Bambi says, "Yes, sir." Bambi says, "Not bad. Not bad at all." Says, "Yeah, Bambi. It's a good balance." Bambi says, "Sometimes." Yep, sometimes. You got it right there, Bambi. Let's see. Fishy says, "I do that too." Let's see. Ricky Bobby. How you doing, Ricky Bobby? Ricky Bobby says hi. And see, and Fishing Felon says Ricky Bobby. That cat says Fishy. Hey, the first person that repins that 3 common carp and 2 grass carp, I'll pin that up for you. If my stupid tablet will come back in. There we go. Yeah, here we are. A little slow on today's feed, but my friends and family are in. That's all that matters. All right, let me pin that up. I'll go back to my regular account here. Let's see. And here we are. You can do this with your regular device, but it's a little trickier than replace pin. Thanks, Fishy. Appreciate that, my friend. Man, it's been a tough fishing trip, folks. Not only the conditions, but also the brutality of these fish today. It's incredible. Been a long time since I've had these guys beat me down like this. Let's see, Rude, how you doing today, my friend? Bambi says, "Man, that was a fight, woo." Rude says MVP. Fishy Thing says, "No problem, brother." Fishy Thing says, "Rude." Rude says, "Fishy." All right, I'm going to put my own in here. Never hurts to, yeah, that's my main account. Let's see, Bambi says I rude. Man, it's been a tough fishing trip today, folks. Just one fight after another after another. That's why the name of this live feed is "You Ready?" I don't know if I was today or not. I don't know if I was ready for this stuff. These guys are seriously beating me down. Now I wonder if I got any water left in here or not. It's the last bit of my ice water. Hey, cold. Amy says, "Hey, Michael, looking good and green." All right, folks. We're looking good for chat right now. Wonder how long we've been in. I have to check that with my main account over there. We also had one big buffalo up to the bank and two other grass carp we missed. I landed the common carp. That buffalo I should have landed, but she thrashed her head against a rock and friggin' sliced that monofilament. Hey, that was 2 hours of nonstop battling, folks. Not many people can keep that crap up. Ow! There went my butt. Ow! 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 Ooh, ow! Ow! Didn't hurt. Didn't hurt. Yeah, it did. There's still bubbles out here, folks, everywhere. I've still seen literally bubbles like every couple of feet out here. There's a set of bubbles there. There's a set of bubbles there. There's a set of bubbles in here right by the bank, in fact. Come on, let's get one more monster on for everybody. Come on, guys. Yeah, there's more bubbles right there. Pop, pop. Come on. Come on, folks. Fish on. Oh, pop. Snapped it, I think. No, he just popped off on me. Never mind. Didn't break, just popped off. No worries. Hitting on that one now, too. That's a stick. That time, that was a stick. That one out there wasn't. Because I got the hook into that one. Hook's not bent. Still looks good to me. I like to get out here more for you guys during this time of the year, but I'm not as young as I used to be. I used to be able to do this friggin' like 5-6 days in a row in this heat before I got really tired and heat exhausted. Now I can barely do it about every other day now. That just happens when you get older. I still got many years down here on the river. Just extreme conditions can put us older folk just in a little bit more of a disadvantage than normal. I had that one hook, folks. It just popped off on me. Those big ones, they will pop off on occasion. Let's see. Bambi says, "Hey, Michael." Let's see. Ricky Bobby says, "Fishy things." Bambi says, "I guess my mom beat the manners into me." Let's see. Nothing wrong with having manners, Bambi. Busy thanks says, love your spirit, Mike. Thank you so much, my friend. I try to keep positive out here. I think sometimes it helps. How many times have you lost a fish and got frustrated and moved on to the next one and got even more frustrated, and wind up ruining a fish just because, yeah, you let that first frustration get to you. Like that first grass carp I got to the bank, I was mad for about 3/10 of a second until I realized I'd seen it. I got it up to the bank, gorgeous fish, even got it on stream, recorded for all time. Why am I mad? I'm down here fishing. Oh, that was a bite on corn, man. That was hot. Dang it. Pop, pop. And that rod just went pop, pop twice real hard. See, Bambi says, that was a heck of a fish move, Pat Mike. I never seen anyone catch on rod like you. So fun. Hey, it is, Bambi. It's a good workout, too. Keeps me young. See 12 incredible people on it, seeing 70 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, that was a pretty good bite on corn, but she popped it and dropped it. So let me see what he did to it. Pretty much nothing. Might have knocked one kernel off. I can replace that pretty quick. So just pop another one right back on. And that wasn't out far, folks. I saw a set of bubbles there and cast that right by it. I might as well feed them. They're putting on a show for me and you, so might as well get some food in their bellies. Now, this looks okay. I don't think I need to do anything with it. Thank you, Bambi. I try my best to put on a pretty good show for everyone. I figure if I get home and I can't watch it myself after I've done the stream, chances are no one else is going to want to watch it either. So if I can watch it, yeah, I must be doing okay. 'Cause I'm pretty picky. And he says, can the fish smell that corn? They have extremely good senses of smell, yes. Oh, dang it. Yeah, so they can smell that corn from the current will be pushing this way and will be pushing back that way. So all the fish down this direction to that rock point will be smelling that corn. And when she ripples by in that direction, all the fish in that direction will also be smelling it. So plus all the fish here. Carp especially have extremely good senses of smell. I think they're one of the strongest senses of smell, second only to sturgeon. And I think that's it for our worms. I had more, but unfortunately I lost about 20 of the freaking things in the rock. So I've got one more in here, just enough for one more bite. And then we're going to be using corn on both rods. But we've been getting bites on corn. So half the fish we caught today was on corn. Now, I had more night crawlers, but I just pretty much just stocked them in the river, I'm afraid. Good cast, Michael. Yeah, I bumped that rod, no worries. See, Bambi says, good question, Bambi. I think that's why some people use that garlic kind. Ah, garlic's okay as far as your strength. It can actually be too strong and like warm water. Now, the colder the water, the better that is because that more that scent will push out. But in really warm water can be actually a little bit too powerful. Let's see. And Dio says, watching fishing for carp. Uh that's what we're catching today. Uh, common carp, grass carp, and buffalo. Now we get different species down here. Sometimes we'll get blue cat. Sometimes we'll get channel catfish, freshwater drum. But today it's been nothing but these monster carp down here today. Monsters, and the smallest one was about 8 pounds. And he says, "Oh man, do you just miss huge carp? Rewind, man, huge." Dio says, "How do I rewind? Rewind. Okay, let's see. So there should be a little red line down here on the bottom of your screen. Just push back on that a little bit, and you can go back into the live feed. And when you're done watching something, just press skip back to live, and you can go right back to live. You can go right back to the original live feed." And he says, "Now that I think, if I don't, you can since you weren't watching. If I haven't, you watch the library play." Let's see. Ricky Bobby says, "If you pull on, yep, on the red bar, you got it right." Let's see. Dio says, "Wow, 8 pounds. That's the smallest one we've caught today." Yeah, most of them have been between 15 and 20 today. And he says, "Live replay, giant one, hang out. Yeah, on light rods. Yeah, this is 8 pound test. Now, this is a bigger Mad Cat series rod, but it's got a small hook on it. So I can't really double that rod over too hard. And I've already broken that 20 pound test once today." See, Dio says, "Gotcha." All right, my friend. 13 incredible people in, 72 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see. Ricky Bobby says, "Time to try ditching work to go live." I won't tell anyone if you don't. If you won't, Ricky. Let's see. Abby says, "Hey, Ricky." Let's see. Bambi says, "Good luck. I'll probably come by." Hey, if I could get to you, my friend, I'd be out there with you as well. Let's see. That looks pretty. Not. We lost two kernels of corn again. Every few feet, there's another one right in front of us there. That was like 4 or 5 pounds right there. That's the smallest carp I've seen all day. There's plenty other species in this lake, in this river, folks. It's about 18 to 20 feet deep, right off the point, right off the bank here. Like right there, that's probably 20 feet deep right there. She just goes straight down. I mean, literally. Dang it! What happened to that one? Feels like the worm, most of it's gone. No, still on there. Yeah, I'd had more night crawlers, folks, but unfortunately, we had a mishap with our first fish, and that line just got wrapped around the side of the bucket and just jerked that bucket right off the shoreline into the water. I got about half of them back, but half of them are gone. They're gone. They're just they're. I'll never find them. I don't want to stick my hand too far back in there. That's snake territory, folks. Yeah, that's not smart. It's actually not too unpleasant down here, folks. We've got this close to the water down here. We've We've got a nice little breeze coming off the water. Mostly cloudy skies. I mean, even though it's like 96 degrees, it feels down here eh, much better than our last trip. I mean, our last trip down there, I dang near died. I got home, I was heat exhausted. I literally just climbed into bed and just passed out instantly. I was out for like 3 hours. And when I got up, the first thing I did was grab a shirt, wet it down, and just wash that salt off my body, and just then take an ice cold shower. This not too bad. Might be 9,500 degrees out here. It's not so bad. Let's see. Bambi says good luck. Fishy Thing says I'll be fishing tonight. Oh, I gotta catch you, my friend. I missed your last live feed. Abby says, I'm excited fishing. Fishy Thing says, things about think about targeting flathead. Boy, Fishy, I don't know about this time of the year. Oh, it is the full moon cycle, but, man, just gonna be so many people fishing for them. It's they'll definitely be hitting. Bambi says, yes, sir. Ricky Bobby says, Bambi, don't, not you probably. We'll hope you do LOL. Abby says, good luck fishing. Yeah, they'll definitely be hitting down there, fishy things. Jeez, look at that, folks. Look at that. That fish was sitting here right by the bank. Just, you remember I've been throwing the corn in? This little stinker's been sitting there eating it. Abby says, I'll be there. Abby says, okay, yes, sir. Ricky Bobby says, Abby, I'll be live tonight if you want to count fish later. Abby says, yes. And Green River. How you doing today, Green River? Green River says, howdy, Mike. Howdy, Green River. Let's see. Abby says, I got you tonight. Ricky says, I don't know whether go back to later. I don't know if service or switch it up. Remember says, hey, everyone. Let's see. If you see the countdown there, we've caught 3 common carp and 2 grass carp so far today. Massive fish, and we've had at least 3 more monsters up to the bank. This literally almost this entire live feed has been nothing but fight sequences. Bobby says, hope your day has been gotten better from this morning. Bambi says, good what you feel, breath. Don't think too much. Go with what you know. And River says, hey, Abby. Abby says, oh, Abby. Abby says, I love fish. Abby says, I can tell, sweetie. See, Ricky Bobby says, Abby, good. I'm glad, was worried about you since Fabian ended. Oh, massive fish, folks. Let's see. Abby says, thank you so much, Rick. Another monster fish over here, folks. There's another peck bite on worm. I saw that. He's pecking on it. And bite on corn, too. And we're both getting bites on both rods. Well, let that one go. And none of these guys are smaller fish, folks. Trust me. These guys are some monsters out here. There was a little peck bite on that one. Let's see what he did to it. I feel like he messed with it either. Wait, Might have finally started spooking them. They're starting to notice that the food, as long as it's in here, they're fine. It's when they eat it out there, they get a problem. So they're coming in here right by the bank and eating it. Eating it, just about eat it right out of my hands, I think. There we go. That's a better cast. That's what I've been trying to get. Hopefully I can make her 3 hours today, folks, in this stuff. I kid you not, folks, in a two-hour live feed, we probably had an hour and 40 minutes of nonstop battles. That is something. I've never done that before. Remember, says, hey, Abby. Abby says, I love fishing. Let's see. Abby says, thank you so much, Ricky. Remember, says jumper. Yep, they are jumping all over the place right now. MB says, it is so cool how he spots them. I try to show you guys, a lot of times you'll miss that stuff. I looked over here. I saw that fish just sitting there, just right up at the top. Looked like a little common carp, about maybe 4 or 5 pounds. Just sitting there, just waiting for me to do this. And see, Bambi says, I still haven't came down from the last fish. Me neither. Yeah, they've been battling. Oh, you know what? I could sit down here, folks, for just a minute. I'm just gonna sit just up here. I'm still gonna keep up with chat, folks. I'm just gonna set my butt down right up here on my nice shady spot that I made. That it feels better. Quite a bit more comfortable. Get off my feet for just a minute. And I'm so close to these rods, I can get to them so quick, folks. May seem like I walk quite a distance away, but I'm like 2 steps. Never say MVP doesn't put on a show, my friends. And so we've got corn on the far rod, and we've got worms still on that close rod. That's our last worms. We would have been able to fish for a little while longer with worms, but yeah, I probably lost half of them when that sucker knocked that bucket down. Abby says, it's Abby says, are you here, Rick? Abby asks, are you here, Rick? Oh. That was a peck on the corn. Yeah, this is the way I thought I was going to have to do the live stream, is set up here underneath the little makeshift tent I built back here. Popping a worm. Got him. No. He's still on there too, I think. He's just snagged up. Dang it. You got me snagged up. I don't think she's coming off. Crap. He was still pulling on it when I came down here, but I just don't think that's coming off. Crap. All right, let's see if I can get this off, folks. I don't think she's coming off. Yes, I can still feel her on there too, but I don't think I'm getting her off. Probably wrapped around something else and wrapped around the stuff, so. Yep, that snapped. Oh, well. Tell you what, I think I'm going to put a jig head on with this, because that jig head's been working better with the corn anyway, so. We're out of worms. Try to see if I can push this to 3 hours, folks. Find my box, wherever the heck that stuff is. Where the heck is that box? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. That's a good size. Good size and weighted size of a jig head. I don't know. Might double weight this. And there comes another massive barge, folks. Better get this rigged up here fast, because once this sucker gets in here, gonna spook him again for a while. Yeah, people say I do nothing but fish right underneath that bridge. Well, we're about 2 football fields upriver from that bridge, so I'm not fishing underneath that bridge today. And heck, if I do, if I don't, man, who cares? I watch NJ all the time fishing off that bridge, catching those big crappie. I love watching that. Now, of course, it's the wrong time of the year. It's going to be quite a longer time before she cools off enough for him to start catching the crappie off the bridge again. That's okay. I can wait. Like a almost half ounce you get here. Still not going to be able to cast her with this big rod. I'm just going to have to hand line her out. That's way further than I needed to go out, in fact. There's a lot of bubbles in here right by the bank, folks. So I'm just going to drop this right in here. Throwing another handful of corn right there. Get them guys feeding in there. Yeah, you saw how fast I got to that rod, folks. That's how far I am from the rod down there. Oh, let's see what I do with my stuff here. There it is. Ah. Let's see what's going on in chat. Let's see 12 incredible people in it. Seeing 78 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, one got revenge on me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it, folks. Yeah, one got back at me. Let's see, Gail says, we appreciate the show, but don't want to see you heat stroke show. That's why I came back here, sat underneath the little homemade tarp thing I made. Sit down for a minute. I can fish a little bit longer. Let's see, Gail says, yep. Abby says, I'm pretty sure you went fishing, Abby. Abby says, awesome. Let's see Bambi with the number ones. Let's see, double tap the screen for MVP. Awesome. Thank you, Bambi. See, no apps, no thrills. How you doing, Maddie? Maddie says, Mike, brother. How you doing today, Maddie? Let's see, Bambi says, no thrills. Tough day of streaming, tough day of fighting these fish down here on this river, Maddie. There have been some monsters. The smallest fish we caught today is 8 pounds. Let's see, Jason, how you doing today, Jason? Thanks for coming back in. Jason says, Mike, brother. Maddie says, and Jason, huge carp today. See, Maddie says, awesome, well done. Yeah, I had more night crawlers. Our first night grass carp literally knocked the bucket 15 feet in the air and into the water. I got half the worms back, and we've been catching common carp and grass carp ever since. Even had one big buffalo up to the bank. He dug his heads into these jagged rocks and snapped the line. Every fish but one of those down there have been river monsters. And Gail, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for that super chat. Gail says he'd enjoy the show. Awesome, my friend. Don't forget some WWs in the chat for Gail. That line, $5. Thank you so much, my friend. Jason says, nice, Mike. Maybe says, Gail, nice. And seeing Wild. How you doing today, Wild? Wild says, sounds like you had an interesting day there, bud. Yeah, nonstop. I mean, for the first 2 hours of this feed, an hour and 40 minutes was nonstop battles. And Jason with the WW is awesome. Let's see, Maddie says, Gail, thank you for the supporting mic. Wild with the WWs. Awesome, my friends. I don't get many super chats and super stickers. I get a few gems, but yeah, I'm a small, I'm a little itty bitty guy. I'm tiny. Yeah. Hey, my birthday's coming up on the 31st as well. I'll be 60 actually. See, Wild with the WWs. Let's see, 9 incredible people in and 79 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I just been through my cycle right now, folks, as far as getting pushed. You know, as long as I see my friends and my family in, I don't care if I've got 3,000 or 30,000 people in. Get to talk to my friends and family on YouTube. And see, Bambi says, yes, sir, Wild. On light poles, too. Oh, yeah, I've only caught 2 of those on the big rod. Yeah, that one grass carp and that one common carp. The other ones have been on the lighter rod with a little jig head. And see, Bambi says, awesome fight. Yeah, we're trying to make it to 3 hours, folks. So 3 hours in this 95, 96 degree temperatures, even with cloudy as it is. I think we're doing. That's a bite on a far rod there. Pecking on it pretty good. Dang it. He was pecking on it pretty good. Dang it. I wanted to get off my feet for a minute, but I guess these guys don't want to give me the opportunity. Yep, something picked that up. Let's see what he did to it. Didn't bother it. Tell you what, let me refresh this corn on this one, and I'll get my tablet and come back and set with you guys again. I might have to set on these rods again because they're still being a little finicky. Those first couple, they tried to double the rod and pull it in, but after I landed a couple big ones and put them back in, then they started being a little bit more, well, I'm not sure about this. Let me just taste it for a minute here. That one piece of corn feels a little hard there. By the corn, I mean actually the actual jig head. Because when you do it like this, folks, you got a string of corn on there. It almost looks like there's not a weight there. The jig head's the same color as the corn, so I kind of make that seem like it's all in one. It works for trout. I mean, trout feed primarily by sight, so all right, let's refresh this one as well. Yeah, these guys aren't getting flipped out very far, folks. It's like 10, 15 feet deep right here. So all I gotta do is flip that right by the bank. Let out a little bit of line. Let that go straight down to the bottom, and she is set. All right, let me get my tablet up here. Where are you, tablet? I know you're here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, never mind. Dang it. Oh well. My lighter got wet. It's okay. I can use a breather. There we go. Here we are, folks. Jason says, "How you been?" See, Bambi says, "A lot better since I came here." And thank you and bless you, Jason. And wild with those 100 gems, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, it says I got a major flood watch from state and the state next to me. Be careful, my friend. We had some thunderstorms last night. Now, it didn't last very long, but it was right at dark, luckily, so she cooled her off just a smidgen right before dark. Let's see. Bambi says, "Nice, wild." Bambi says, "Oops, I meant coins, of course, for the flood watch." Let's see. Wild, sent a happy poo. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for those gems. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See 9 incredible people in and seeing 80 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Trust me, folks. If I feel like I'm being gypped by YouTube, I'll mention it on feed. I see nothing wrong with today's feed. A few lower numbers, but right after you get a push, you'll get a day or two when things just kind of settle back to normal before they start pushing back up. As long as your regulars, your friends and family come in, that means YouTube's pushing you to at least your regular viewers, which is pretty much all you can ask for in YouTube. It all depends upon how many people are on here right now doing live streams. Seeing 7 incredible people in and 80 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. All right, let's check our numbers, see how long we've been in. Hopefully, we've been in pretty close to 3 hours, I hope. Because these guys have beat me down something fierce today. 2 hours and 44 minutes. All right. So we've got a little bit of time. Not too bad. 15 minutes to go. Give or take. That sounds like a pretty good time to get one more on here. Let's see, Bambi says, nicest pop. Ever wild. Boy. All right. Oh, yep. Don't break your tablet, Michael. Don't break the tablet, Michael. That's the last thing you want to do. And it's kind of hard to cast around this stuff because you get a lot of crap and crud floating down the river. And that's bouncing from that little sticks and stuffs and floating by. I'm gonna have to wait for this stuff to float on by. That's why I moved it in the first place. Yeah, all the bubbles stopped, folks. I think they kind of, it might be conking out for the day. Finally getting filled up for the day. It does happen eventually. No, there's some more bubbles over there to the right. And some right out in front of me as well. That's usually a fish digging in down on the rocks and knocking up like little water bubbles that are attached to the rock. I'm getting gunk on my line again. Gonna have to pull that in. Look at that stuff. Get out of here, man. Get out. Stupid stuff. Break it up. Maybe it won't stick in there as bad. Let's see, Tink. How you doing today, Tink? Tink says, Mike. How you doing today, my friend? Awesome to hear from you, Tink. Hope you're having a good day. Let's see, Bambi with the number one emojis. And Tinkin and hi. Hi, Tink with prayers. All right, come on, fishies. Just one more on for us. Stupid tree. Crap, look at that stuff. Just grab onto my line. If I could get this stuff to open up for a little while. I've got a lot of debris floating down here. Look at that, just a big ass freaking log sitting there. What is that sitting in here? I understand the small stuff, but that big piece? That don't make no sense. That's one of the first things that should get grabbed by something. That's all right, folks. We had a heck of a live feed, and I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought for sure coming down here on these rocks, it's a toss up, folks. Whether or not there's some active fish in here, and there's a man. He was popping it. I was on my big rod on corn. He's going pop, 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 pop. Come on, big guy. My mic feed is still working, and our angles look great. Amy says, "Thank you for the like. Nice for stopping in." Yep, thank you so much, Tink. Come on, fishies. One more for everyone. Just one more. Let's see, Bambi says, huge carp on light rods today. Yep. We've got some big ones today, Bambi. Great fighting fish today. I would like to have gotten maybe one, maybe two more of those bigger ones in for you guys, but you guys know how it happens when you use like light gear. You're gonna miss a few. It's unfortunate, but that's the name of the game. I've seen so many people come down here and fish right beside me with big weights and not get a bite. And every other fish I'm gonna land, every other fish I'm gonna miss. But tell you what, at least they're hitting. I could just about catch these fish, folks, with a cane pole, but I'd never be able to land them. That's how close to the bank they are, but they're in like super deep water. So right here it goes. See how the angle is over here, folks? It goes like this, but it keeps going down like that. And it keeps going down, and it keeps going down, all the way down to the river channel. So it'll go down to about, probably about 25 to 30 feet straight that way. I've seen the barges come in right by the bank when the water's higher. I mean, right out there, because they got those graphs to computer generated where it kind of programs their, their path, and it tells them to come into this one side over here. Now across the river over there, yeah, that's where the super amount of current is at this time of the year. That's where the deep river channel is. If you keep going this way, you go up to Cheener Rocks and you go by a big old low water dam. There's no way for any boats to get by it. Hey, Dragonfly. Wow, that was exhausting, folks. Yeah, we're just trying to push her for 3 hours, and we're getting very close, folks. I go over there and check her. We're getting close. Let's see, 2 hours and well, heck, it reset. You stupid thing. Now it says 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Crap. All right. Yep, Jason says when you're done with the live feed, you'll catch something. You know it, Jason. Oh, well. Let's see. Bambi says I still can't shut up. All right, Bambi. I think we're going to call it. I think we're past 3 hours. Well, I sure would like to be 100% sure, but my my clock reset itself on here, so it's saying 15 minutes and 22 seconds. So, yeah. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today, my friends. It's an all monster day. That's what I can say today. It's been an all monster day. And like I said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I think we're gonna call her, folks. If not 3 hours, then I think pretty close. All right, I'm just gonna add my all good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you in the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day, my friends. And hey, Skeeter, just in time, Skeeter. How you doing, Ryan? Yeah, we're just shutting her down. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you've had a great day, my friend. Yep, just in time. We're just shutting her down. So I'll see you around, my friends. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.